All right, y'all, strap on in because we are diving headfirst into the steaming pile of insanity that is the media blackout on the murder of Iryna Zarutska. She was, unfortunately, I put in the past tense, a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee fleeing a literal war zone. And she comes to America seeking safety and then gets butchered on a Charlotte transit train by a perennial criminal, a guy who's been assaulting women like it's his cardio routine every day, released from jail over and over like he's got frequent flyer miles to cash in with the DA, or just the fact that he's the right skin color to be able to receive preferential treatment. Can you guess what color that might be? I'll give you a hint. This thug, his name is DeCarlos. I repeat, DeCarlos Brown. A walking proof that some people need to be locked up or yeeted into the sun, stabs her to death unprovoked while she's just sitting there on her phone trying to live the American dream. Guys, as we get started here, please thumb up the video for the algorithm. Costs you absolutely zero. Leave me a comment with your thoughts and subscribe if you're new. And what happens? Nothing. Crickets from the media. Question: how many combined stories from the following media outlets? The AP, PBS, New York Times, National Public Radio, Wall Street Journal, BBC, CNN, Washington Post, Reuters, and MSNBC do you think that there were? I'm asking you for the combined number. Well, that was quickly answered by you guys because you are correct. The correct number is 0. There were 0 reports from any of these media outlets. This poor woman's blood is on the hands of a system that coddles violent lunatics over law-abiding citizens. And the media, they're too busy polishing their Pulitzer Prize trophies for the fake Russiagate narrative and story to give a darn. Now let's get real. Let's flip the script. If it was a white guy stabbing a nice church-going black grandmother, you think that the news would be this silent? Sorry, I cracked myself up, honey. They'd be broadcasting 24/7, fanning the flames of racial unrest, which I believe is likely their job given to them by their overlords, whether that be George Soros or the CCP, because it's impossible to explain otherwise. Just think of the Daniel Penny incident, on the New York subway, where you had an aggressive man going into the car threatening people, and Penny, without intending to kill him, put him in a chokehold and ended his life. Frankly, what Penny did was heroic. I don't care that the dude passed. He was a continual menace to society, always let out by the powers that be. The Democrats have been fanning the flames of these race wars since Obama's poll numbers tanked and they decided that they needed to lean into identity politics. Because we all know if it was the scenario that I outlined with the white man killing the kindly black grandmother, it would be wall-to-wall coverage. You know it, I know it, the whole damn country knows it. Talking heads would be screaming systemic racism while they zoom in on the deceased grandmother's prayer book for dramatic effect. But Iryna, a Ukrainian refugee just trying to survive? Wrong narrative, wrong skin color, so it's radio silence, amigos. She didn't even make the news until X lit up like a Christmas tree over the last couple days because, post Elon, the people finally had a platform to say, hey, maybe it's good that we talk about the nation and crime in totality. So I go back to my original comment about those above outlets. Zero mentions by the AP, the Washington Post, the New York Times, because the media is bought and paid for by the blob, by those that control the blob, by the establishment. Maybe it's the CCP who's out here trying to demoralize America and turn us into a nation of spineless drones. And let's get started on the hypocrisy of it all, because let's go back to our old friend Kyle Rittenhouse. The kid defended himself during the BLM riots against people that were trying to kill him, and the media painted him as the love child of Hitler and the KKK Grand Wizard. They lied through their teeth and said that he was out there hunting black people when every single person he shot was white. Yet the narrative went out there, and still today, I guarantee you that there are Americans who believe that Kyle shot black people. And during this time, this is how they demoralize a nation. A Norfolk cop got fired for donating $25 anonymously to Kyle's defense fund. This was after a data breach exposed him. Was any copper fired for donating to that terrorist group, BLM, that went out and destroyed wantonly businesses and buildings and killed people? He got fired for supporting a kid's right to not die, to be able to defend himself and not get thrown into jail for life for it. Meanwhile, let's switch on over to Minneapolis, where our old good friend, a career criminal who at one point held a pregnant woman at gunpoint during a home invasion with his homies, spent a substantial amount of his time in jail. He likely OD'd on fentanyl. And what does he get, America? A gold casket. Celebrity mourners. The mayor sobbing like it's an Oscar audition. And, to boot, statues erected in his honor like he's MLK reincarnated. Statues for a guy who held a pregnant woman at gunpoint. But Iryna Zarutska, what does she get? Nada. Zip. Zilch. The big quieto. Not one mention from the aforementioned corporate media outlets. Because, why? They're too busy shilling for the establishment, for the blob, anything against Donald Trump. They're pushing narratives that keep us divided while they cash their giant checks from God knows who, probably some shadowy globalist cabal or Beijing's propaganda arm. Why no coverage? It's not just the wrong narrative. No, it's deliberate. The media is a mouthpiece for the machine, designed to keep us fighting against each other while they dismantle everything that makes America worth living in. They're not reporting news. They're scripting a reality show to demoralize us, to make us think violent criminals deserve hugs while refugees, actual refugees like Iryna, are collateral damage, and that's just part of the game. Oh! This is not incompetence, it is malice. They want us broken, bickering, and bowing to the blob while they ship the rest of us who stand up against them to the gulags, exactly what they're doing in Great Britain right now. So don't sit there waiting for CNN to grow a conscience because they're being paid not to. You, my friends, must get loud, get angry, and demand justice for Iryna, because if we don't, the next headline that they ignore might be about you and your family.